Hello, this is me, JD Janeside, and I'm playing a TRLE called The Lost Temple. Right, we start on the top of this structure, and what we've got is, go north, there's a shotgun down here, but we've got to be careful because we can fall off very easily, we're very high up. There's ninjas running around down there who can shoot at us, so Lara picked this up, it does make it a little bit easier. Let's get that selected, we get some bullets with it already, I think. A bit careful, Lara, don't fall off. Oof. These guys would turn up. There's like a little network of corridors that go right the way around the room. There's that guy, there he is. Shoot him, Lara, shoot him. Is he dead? And what we've got, we don't drop anything. We go around the room, there's like an upper set of corridors, just go right the way around the room. Now there's like these little doors intersect, now we were on the other side there, we're going to go right around the other side. There should be a box of bullets up here so we can get some more bullets. There's a door here and I must remember that because I had trouble finding this door. Later on you're going to get a cartouche thing. It's basically a bunch of opening doors, but it's fairly interesting. It's not a hugely big level, but it's interesting. Okay, there should be some bullets here, nothing else up here as far as I know. We have to get down because there's like a lower level where the ninjas are. I can see them down there. Oh, we keep running. And we can get down. Oh, there we are, there's like a staircase thing or a ladder. Down there. There's not a huge amount of ninjas around, they're just a few around here to provide a bit of resistance. And the shotgun makes it fairly easy, I think that's about it. Looks really complicated, you go, oh man, there's this massive room. But actually it's fairly straightforward, I did it without looking at a guide, and there's one secret and it's a crossbow and you don't really need it, to be honest. There's a lot of those scorpions, the red ones that can kill you, so... There should be another pickup on this, isn't there? Bullets, okay. It's just like a big room, and this is the main first area where you've got a kind of a hub, I suppose. I thought it would be a longer level, but it's actually fairly short, so... Fairly linear as well. Lara, where's these ladders? You've got to get down. There's some ladders over there, okay. You could jump over the corners here, but I don't want to fall off. Right, so we go down this ladder. It's kind of one of those levels where it looks kind of more elaborate than it really is. It's just for show, a lot of this. It's just something to look at. Oh, there's a health pack there. I always miss that one. Alright. Pick that up. Right, so the floor's covered in water. There's a weird thing with there's a number of rooms where the walls don't meet the floor. Like there's these little... You can see it, there's like a little thing, but you can't crawl inside of it. So there's these two gaps in the wall, like doorways. Where are they, Lara? And that's the first place we've got to go. Actually, there's a cartouche we've got to get. It's not in the two pieces. There's two different ones on these games. There's like a complete one and then one in half. We only need one complete one. There's a doorway there. Mustn't forget that. It's a bit of a double back. There's always a double back involved with Tomb Raider. They've got to come back forwards. Where's this door? Here we are. There's one here and one there. That's like an exit. Climb up here. My trouble was I couldn't find the doorways that the levers opened. Even though there was a trigger camera for one, but not the second one. There's a room here with water and there's no crocodiles or anything. So we go to here. Go up here, Lara. And then we turn around. This leads back to where that other doorway was. There's a thing there. Run, jump, grab, pull up. I only got about 2 or 3 flares, but you don't really need them. There's a couple of areas where it's a little bit dark, but it can be a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. But the only thing I can say that you don't really have much of is flares, but the enemies are mostly scorpions. Lara. Right, I've got this strange room, and what we do is the floor and the walls don't meet, which is really weird. Now what you got to do here is pull the lever. Should be a prompt thing here. Right, that opens the doorway. That's the doorway at the beginning, Lara. There's normal guns. There's loads of these bloody things, and what you got to be careful of is don't backflip because you'll fall down the hole in the floor and be injured or killed. So these are the scorpions that can give you a bite and it can kill you. Just gotta shoot them. Lara, they're everywhere. Don't get bit. Loads of these bloody things. I'd rather deal with ninjas, but then ninjas require better weapons than these. Do we get them? Oh, no. Loads of them. Oof. Now there is a room where we pull a lever later on, and it's actually under here. You can see there's one room there. You can't get into it. And when we look across, we can see this kind of, in a later room, you can see this kind of structure in the middle here that we're on. I thought, oh, that's that room we're in with the lever, so there's that thing there, but you can't get into it from this side. That's quite an interesting idea, that, where you can sort of see a room, but you can't get into it. We pulled the lever that opened up the door, so what we've got to do is go back down. Oof, Lara, where are we? We're in this room here, aren't we? Okay. So we have to go back to the main room, go back up the ladders again, we just came down. And this is where I got stuck earlier on. I nearly went and looked at the guide, and then I thought, oh, there's a room in the corner of that corridor. And I didn't know it was there. Oh, that must be the door that it opened, so... Right, where are we, Lara? I've got to find the ladders. I'm always having trouble with these ladders. No. Where are they, Lara? Oh, they're right here. It's quite nice to look at. They've got some nice detail to attention with the statues and stuff like that. Bloody ladders. Ugh. Fun. There is a bit later on where you got two rooms. I'll explain it. There's a very long crawl kind of tunnel thing. It's like you don't have to go up it, but it's really long. So it's like, ugh. But you don't have to go up it because you can get back round to the next room in that one. So I've got a flare. I'll just light this flare. Oh no, we're not doing it right. There we are. Get on the ladder so we can go back up again to where we were before. And there's a room. Lara, keep going. Right. Yeah, and we go this way. We can just run it, can't we, Lara? And this is that little gateway that was here before. And what you find is that there's a hole in the floor there that leads down to another room. And then we've got this one, and this kind of got me. I thought, oh, this is another kind of way, but it's not. It's just where we've got a Lara. Get the Lara. Pick it up. Lara, your boobs aren't helping me. Look. If you don't have the flare, you can't get. It's difficult to get out that hole. You think, oh, what's there? Go down here. The flare will last a bit longer. We go down to here. Drop down into this room, and this is the cartouche that we want. I thought this might have been a spike trap thing where a thing comes out. Oh no, we're gonna get her. Oh no, we're not doing this right. That's it. Sometimes in certain levels that's trapped, like with a thing. That's the... Lara, where's this room? Is this the room? I think that, yeah, this is the room. We were in that room before. I think that's that room there. I don't know. That's kind of a weird kind of thing, that's like a theme they did with this. Drop down there then. Right, so we're back into this room here that we were in before. Lara, get up here. I can only get out on one side on this one, it's a bit annoying. Right. So we've got the thing, and we can... Lara, where are we going? Climb up. I found this level when I was trying to find the previous TRLE I did, the really buggy temple, the lost level. And I come up across this. I thought, oh, this is an interesting level. So it's from that search that I did. I tried to find that level, which I don't know what it was, this lost level. And I thought, oh, this is an interesting one, so I'll have a go at this. That opened the door between these two statues. So we're basically, that door's opposite that. Right, Lara, get on there. Go down here. Now this is the bit with... There's a lot of scorpions turn up again. This looks like a maze, but apparently the guide, which I've read since I've completed it, says it's got a number of loops, but it's 2 rooms, it's very simple. Not really a maze, to be honest. Quite linear. Up to these. These are nasty ones that can kill you. They both go to, there's 2 different rooms, and one room has a statue in it and the other doesn't. And the one with the statue, you just have to pull it to the middle of the floor. If you got the wrong room, it doesn't matter, to be honest. If you got the right one, you get like a little flyby thing. This is the room without the statue in it. And there should be a doorway. Oh, this is the room with the statue in it. I thought there was a flyby, Lara. Oh, it's the one you get when you pull the statue on. Weird thing is that there's one of these. There's a massively long crawl space. I don't know where it is, Lara. Is that it there? But the other room, I can't see the phone where it comes out. Maybe I'm being stupid. The other room, you can find it through the maze. It's easier to go through the maze than it is to crawl. It takes about twice as long going through that crawl thing, so... Might as well go back to the maze, because that crawl space is very annoying. Did the previous level, I did a very long shimmy in that, and that was a bloody annoying thing, that one. Pull this onto the square. It's very simple, so I quite like it. It's just nice. It could be longer. I wish it was a bit longer, actually. Pull that onto this. That's when it gets flying by. Right, that goes and shows you the crawl space. It's an identical room. A very long crawl space there. And it's just a door that opens. So we can go and find this room.